Well, I'm back, and I'm here to say that this lesson will probably be very dreadful. But that's okay, we'll get into it later. First, I'd like to say, as I'm recording this, the first episode is not even uploaded yet. I wonder how that's doing. But at least I'm using a mic to record my audio this time. Didn't turn out so well for the other one.
Or stretched out.
But let's get into the video. Lighting. Or what I would call the most painful part to set up. Because not only will you learn how to use lighting in your concerts, you're also going to be introduced to sequencing with triggers and channels. Not event binding though, because I don't feel like going through all that. But after all said, let's get started. First things first, go to Galleries and then scroll to the tab labeled Lights. Here you'll see an array of customizable lights that you can display on your stage. The ones that I use the most in my creations are the Military Light Gallery, Ambient Light Gallery, and Customizable Light Gallery. You can also use the Beacon and Particle Gallery, but I will not be talking about them in this video, as I'll be including them in the VFX lesson. Another prop I'll be talking about is the beam light found in the No Sweat Summer Gallery. For devices, I'll be grabbing the prop manipulator, the customizable light, sequencer, and triggers. We will now learn how to set up a sequencer and trigger. It's very easy and very simple. For the sequencer, you only need to focus on the BPM setting. This setting will affect the speed at which the pulse moves from side to side. It will also help decide the time between each light turning on and off. Length, height, and width are all optional, as you'll decide how long you want this pulse to last for your lighting. For the trigger, you only need to adjust a few settings. I always leave times and transmit alone, as I have very few uses for them, but they can come in handy for activation at later times or after multiple activations. I recommend disabling sound in VFX, as they can become distracting to the audience. Now you want to scroll to the bottom of the channels and add an increment of 1 to that setting. You can always change this to a desired number later. Now copy that trigger and place it into the pulse zone of the sequencer. You will also create a second one with an increment of 2 for turning off the lights. Now to move on to the lights. You have various arrays of color, interaction, light size, intensity, and even shadows with your lights. These are all to desire, and I cannot make that choice for you. Although the settings I recommend you listen to are the enable and disable channels. These will be important to tell us when the light turns on and off. Now, not all lights have disable and enable channels. Some of them only have turn off and turn on channels. Those will be the same thing, but I always prefer enable and disable over turn on and turn off. For this test, enable will be 1 and disable will be 2. Enable turning it on and disable turning it off. Your lights should react as so with the game started, so they will work when testing. The custom light device, almost being completely similar to the other devices, will actually give you the possibility to arrange which direction you want the light to go, using the spotlight setting. If you use point light, it will cast light amongst a large area instead of a specific area where it's pointed. Another setting I like to mess with in this device is the rhythm preset and the rhythm time. These both give the light characteristics to make it unique and give your concert much more enhancement. As you may have noticed, the last light, beam light, may not work unless the settings of day of time in your island are set past 9 PM. This will create a big large beam of light. All you need to do on the prop manipulator is decide if you want your prop to be shown in the beginning or shown at the end of turning on or off. You can have the prop shown at the beginning and turn off, or you can have the prop shown at the end and turn on. Hiding the prop will turn it off, and showing the prop will turn it on. As you can see, I'm putting in 1 to turn it off, and I'm turning on 2 to turn it on. Now select the prop mover and place it on the desired prop you want it to disappear or reappear. You have now set up basic stage lighting for your show. All you have to do is pick out where you want to place these props. To add more light sequences, create new triggers and add new increments.